The sisterhood just went up in flames. While you were sleeping, Kim Kardashian and Formula One legend Lewis Hamilton quietly disappeared to one of the most remote corners of America, and the internet caught every single second of it. But here is what nobody is talking about yet. There is one very uncomfortable detail buried deep in this story that Kim is absolutely hoping you scroll right past. Stay with me because we are getting into all of it, and trust me, the further we go, the messier this gets. It was Saturday night, February 28th. No red carpet, no stage paparazzi moment outside a restaurant. A secluded lookout point near Amangiri, a resort so exclusive that most people have never even heard of it. And here is what you need to understand about that choice of location. Amangiri is not somewhere you stumble upon. It sits in the middle of the Utah-Arizona Canyonlands, surrounded by nothing but red rock and silence. You do not end up there by accident. Kim has stayed there before. She knows exactly what that location communicates. Privacy, intention, a very deliberate decision. TMZ caught them on camera heading back to a black SUV. There are reports of a sunset moment that sources close to the situation have described as anything but casual. And when you stack this on top of everything that has already happened between these two, the picture becomes very hard to dismiss, because this did not start in Arizona. Walk the timeline with me and pay attention, because this is where it gets interesting. It starts in Aspen on New Year's, then a private jet to Paris, then the Super Bowl, where they showed up together in a way that the internet immediately labeled a hard launch. And now Arizona. 4 separate moments, 4 different locations. A very clear pattern that is moving in one very obvious direction. And before we get to the part about Kendall, and we are getting there, so do not go anywhere, you need to understand why this timeline matters. Because it is not just about Kim and Lewis, it is about what happened at that Super Bowl specifically, and who else was in that building. Stay with me. Okay, here is where it gets complicated. And this is the part that has Kendall Jenner's name trending every single time a new update drops. Let's go back. 2015. Monaco, Lewis Hamilton is at the height of his Formula One dominance, and he is spotted on a yacht with none other than Kendall Jenner. Now, at the time, both camps kept it vague, platonic, just friends, the kind of statement that nobody fully believed then and nobody is referencing as credible now, because the internet does not forget. The footage exists, the body language exists, and right now in 2005, people are going back and watching every second of it. So what we are looking at here is a situation that some fans online have started calling a family affair. Others are using the phrase hand-me-down romance, and while that language is harsh, it is what is spreading across comment sections right now, so it needs to be addressed directly. Here is what makes this genuinely complicated, from a family dynamics perspective. These are not strangers. Kendall and Kim are sisters. They share holidays, they share a camera crew, they share a family brand that is built entirely on the idea that they are close. And now one of the most talked about men Kendall was ever linked to has shown up in Arizona with Kim, quietly, intentionally. Now here is the layer that almost nobody is connecting, and this is the detail that is going to make you stop and rewind. At the Super Bowl, the night that Kim and Lewis made what everyone is calling their first real public appearance together, the halftime performer was Bad Bunny, Kendall Jenner's ex, the relationship that dominated headlines for over a year. So on the same night, in the same building, Kendall's ex-boyfriend is performing at halftime, and her sister is in the stands being photographed next to a man Kendall was once linked to herself. That is not a coincidence. That is a storyline. And whether it was planned or not, the result is the same. Kendall is at the center of it, whether she wants to be or not. We are not done. Keep watching. Now let's talk about the other side of this story. Because while the family drama is what's pulling casual viewers in, there is an entirely separate conversation happening in the Formula One community right now, and it is not a gentle one. F1 fans have a concept they bring up every single time an athlete gets connected to this family. They call it the Kardashian effect. The idea that once a high-profile sportsman enters that orbit, something shifts, focus changes, priorities shift, and performance follows. Now, whether you believe that pattern is real or just a narrative people enjoy pushing, the timing here is genuinely difficult to ignore. Lewis Hamilton is not just any driver at any point in his career. He is making the most significant move of his professional life. In 2026, he joins Ferrari, not Mercedes, where he built everything. Ferrari, the most iconic team in the history of the sport. The move that the entire paddock has been talking about for over a year. This is supposed to be his full focus, his legacy chapter, and instead the conversation this week is about Arizona, about sunset lookout points, about a black SUV and a resort in the Canyonlands. There are fans right now in F1 forums asking a very direct question. Is Lewis Hamilton filming content for the Kardashians while he should be in preparation mode for the most important season of his career? That question is not going away. And as the 2026 season gets closer, every time his name appears next to Kim's, that question is going to get louder. But here is the thing nobody has answered yet. And it is the question that is going to take this entire story in a completely different direction, depending on what the answer turns out to be. Is any of this even real? Let's put everything on the table. The Kardashian Season 6 is in production. That is confirmed. The show needs storylines. It needs moments. It needs the kind of organic feeling drama that keeps viewers coming back. And if you were a producer sitting in a room trying to figure out what the biggest storyline of the season could be, a new relationship for Kim with someone at Lewis Hamilton's level of global recognition, complete with a family tension subplot involving Kendall, that is not just a storyline, that is a season. Some sources close to the situation are describing this as casual, a friends with benefits situation in the words being used online. Others say it is more serious than either of them is letting on. And a third group of people, many of them longtime followers of this family, are pointing at the cameras and saying that everything you are watching is exactly what they want you to watch. Here's what we know for certain. Kim said publicly that her next relationship would be with someone who has the intelligence of a lawyer and the mindset of a longevity scientist. Lewis Hamilton is one of the most disciplined, detail-obsessed, plant-based, wellness-focused athletes on the planet. He fits that description more precisely than almost anyone she has ever been publicly connected to. So is this real? Is this a storyline? Is it both at the same time? That is the question nobody can answer yet, and that is exactly why this story is not going away. Drop a car emoji in the comments if you think this is a fully planned moment built for the cameras. Drop a fire emoji if you are completely here for the drama and you want more. And if you want the next update the second it drops, you already know what to do. The notification bell is right there. Don't miss what comes next, because based on how fast this is moving, something is going to break very soon.